Dirt roads to rock crawling, two-buck chuck to screaming eagle, moonshine to 50-year-old single malt. We talk about it all here on Wheelin' Wine and Whiskey with your hosts, Jason and Chris.
Welcome to Wheelin' Wine and Whiskey podcast, episode 234.
What?
Yeah, 234.
Holy
what is that?
shit.
I don't know. I don't have anything for 234.
God, I feel like we were just recording 232.
I feel like that too. Oh my gosh.
We're time traveling.
We
man.
have
It's
so
all
much.
fucked
The
up.
podcast timing is crazy. Yeah, so here we are. We're quickly approaching the holidays.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, now that Halloween's over with, it's just Christmas in the stores and not a mixture of Christmas and Halloween. So that's good.
Well, there's got to be Thanksgiving stuff in the stores, no?
We got that. We got that going for us.
Is Thanksgiving even a holiday anymore?
It is. It is. Yeah. Look
No?
forward to that. Love Thanksgiving.
Turkey, stuffing, mashed
Always good
potatoes.
food. Speaking of Thanksgiving, so is there there's always like the family signature dish that's there every year. Do you have something like that?
Well, my family signature dish that I truly hated, was yams with marshmallows melted on the top.
Yeah, but if they're done properly, they're good.
Oh, I freaking hated it.
Wow.
Oh, it was
See,
like,
our
again?
my favorite is this candied yam recipe that my mom and aunt do, and it has nuts on top and it brown sugar and everything. Oh, it's like dessert. It is so freaking good. So, but yeah, I've had a lot of bad yams with marshmallows on top in my day at Friendsgivings and different things. But no, luckily my family knows how to cook. So we don't have anything bad.
It's just things.
No
that just don't work for me.
canned cranberry that is still the shape of the can on the table and stuff on a plate.
Right.
We don't have any of that. We got fresh cranberry sauce, and yeah, my uncle always does some sort of smoked turkey or does something crazy with the turkey, and it's delicious. So anyways, should we introduce our guest and see what their Thanksgiving traditions are?
No, I don't want to talk to him.
Why? He's
know.
taken over my role. We might as well.
Yeah, he's been on the show
Let's make
quite
this
a bit.
transition seamless. Let's
He's
just make it
rapidly
happen.
approaching the other two high number people that have been on the show. So.
For Amber and Kevin Jones, Ultra
That's
4
right,
Jones. Yeah,
Ultra 4
okay.
Jones, yeah. Go
Hot
ahead and
rod.
introduce this guy. Woo!
Hot
Chris,
rod.
Listen, how are you? I do have a Thanksgiving story. And for like the last 30 years, it's been green gravy. My mom put out some
Green? Wait.
Yeah.
Back the fuck up. Green gravy?
green gravy, yes. So this thing has lasted like 30 years. As we mentioned the green gravy that Mom brought out, she threw some sage in some gravy and it turned it like green, and she's never lived it down.
Oh my God, green gravy. Oh, I thought for a minute there she was like the Grinch or something, or this is a Dr. Seuss green
It
eggs
wasn't
and
on
ham the
purpose.
next morning. I didn't know.
She just thought she'd spice it up a little bit and
it
little
turned it-
sage in there. And
Well, it probably tasted okay.
Yeah.
Did it taste
It
okay?
tasted great. Tasted great. Yeah. It was just,
Green gravy.
It caught the eye of the critical there at the Moeller family table. So
So she continues making it to this day.
yes.
She probably throws a little.
No.
She doesn't.
No.
I was gonna say she should throw a little green
Lives
food
it every
coloring.
year. That's the key, right?
Just
Yeah.
lives in the annals of history.
That's
There
great.
you go.
That's awesome. Green
Hey,
gravy.
how the hell are you guys doing? I haven't
Good.
seen a week or so.
Yeah, it's
Doing
been a
great.
little bit.
Yeah.
Just settling into winter up here and loving life.
Yeah.
It's
Still wheeling.
It's definitely fall in Amador County. That's
I
for
think
sure.
fall's done in Nevada. It's winter now.
No,
We're down in the teens.
Yeah, it can be teens and still be fall. Are there any leaves on your trees, or are they still?
No, they're boy. I'll tell you, I had a couple trees out here that were like turned fall color, beautiful, and I'm like, oh, that's awesome. And then 3 days later, the wind came up. It's naked. All the leaves are off. I'm like, wow.
trees.
How are
Like,
the
I'm out.
tumbleweeds, Jason? Are the tumbleweeds turning? Are we gonna
No
have
tumbleweeds. No tumbleweeds. No,
No?
I haven't seen any on the property. That's good.
All right.
So
Careful.
careful.
Be careful.
Why? Do they?
Oh, they'll run. You know, when the wind starts blowing, they'll just.
Yeah.
That's why they're called the tumbleweed. They just
They just start rolling.
Till
Are they
hit.
spiky? They got little spiky things, right?
They do have little spikies.
Yeah.
I'm familiar with them from Kansas too.
Yeah.
In the plains and
Rolling across the highway.
those things will just roll across the highway.
That's how they plant
yeah.
their seeds, man.
Right.
Yeah. The tumbling tumbleweed. I think
Yep.
it's a song, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So there we go. Green gravy and tumbleweeds. That's the name of this podcast.
Could be. Could be.
Gotta
Hey,
name
so
it somehow.
let's talk wheeling. Shall we?
Well, first let's talk about what everybody's drinking because that's kind of what our listeners like to know too.
Okay.
So
This is changing the subject. Look at that.
Yes.
Jason.
I am drinking Rod and Hammers from Slow Stills, straight bourbon whiskey. That's a 90 proof. That's actually drinking really, really nice tonight. So super happy.
Very nice.
I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot.
So you got the whiskey portion. I got the wine portion. I'm drinking a 2010 Petite Syrah from Bent Creek,
Well, that's
which
a
is
local
right in your
winery to me.
hometown.
Yeah.
Yeah, Livermore.
Sweet.
Great winery. One of those good value wineries that all their wines are great. And what's their most expensive bottle? Like $32 or something?
Yeah, I think 37 or 38.
Yeah. I mean, it's under 40.
yeah, no,
And
it's a
most
great
of their
deal.
bottles are in the 20s, and then they run case specials that you get them for like $14-16 a piece.
Yeah, during the beginning of COVID, we were getting from like $12 a pop, which was great. I was buying cases like crazy, splitting with our friend Ira. It's like we'd go there, and split a case, or you and I would split a case. It was like crazy.
I don't get invited in those split cases anymore, but that's okay. There, every time we go there, it's always a party. They got live band, something's going on, and the place is freaking packed.
Absolutely. Well, it's one of the better wineries for sure.
Their juice is good. Oh yeah, and I mean this is 13 years old, right? And it's still drinking good.
Nice.
So,
Wish I was there partaking. So, but I'm having whiskey tonight or bourbon.
I've got a
What
little.
do you got, Rodney?
Local beer. Dust Bowl Brewing Company, out of Turlock, California. The therapist. No appointment necessary.
The therapist, the rapist,
The rapist.
the rapist. You're
Imperial
pronouncing it
Accent.
wrong. You're pronouncing it wrong.
No, it is one of those words that you
Sound it
pronounce
out.
wrong. Yeah.
The rapist, therapist.
Well, this is the
So how much?
second
What's the
episode.
alcohol in that bad boy? Is that like a 7 or something? Some of that stuff gets real naughty.
Yeah. 10.4.
Is it 10.4?
Yep.
Woo! Whoa!
Yep.
What's this one? This is 14.3 for wine. Chris is 96 proof, 95 proof,
90
proof, 90 proof. You said, yeah.
So I'm winning.
Chris is winning. Chris is winning.
Today it's
Cheers, boys.
I don't work tomorrow,
Cheers.
so this is not a school night. Cheers, boys.
Chin chin.
So let's get back to wheeling. So you guys did a little wheeling trip.
Riedel.
I couldn't make that trip, but
Well, you and Rodney, for the record, organized this trip.
Let's
Okay.
bring it
Well,
out.
then you-
Yeah.
Let's throw that out there. That's how I found out about this trip is by listening to the Wheeling Wine and Whiskey podcast. Hey, we're going to do a Slick Rock trip and a Deer Valley trip. I'm like, fuck, that sounds like fun.
yeah, and then you guys drop it on my anniversary weekend. Yeah, thanks for that. Thanks so much.
I think you
Appreciate it.
dropped it on your anniversary
You
weekend.
did. You did. And then you realized it was your anniversary and had to back out.
Had to hightail it out of there.
So there you go.
So you guys had a ball. It sounds like. Let's talk about it. Where'd you guys camp? Where'd you guys start? Where'd you wheel? What was the carnage? What? I got questions and I need answers.
Okay. Well, so it started with, hearing it on the Wheeling Wine and Whiskey podcast. And then so I called Rodney. I'm like, hey, can I come? It sounds like fun.
Well, Jason, you weren't
Sounds like
invited.
fun.
I wasn't invited. So I invited myself. And so then I started inviting. I let the Snail Boys know. I let Lee Lim know, and Ozzy, and just the group.
I let a few know myself.
You did too, yeah. Some of your Jackson people and stuff.
Yeah,
and
Brent Brockway. He reached out one time with Motherlode Rock Crawlers. So haven't hooked up with him yet. And
Okay.
haven't been invited back.
Yeah. That's what I heard.
So I think it's my independence that.
Well, you're just an independent wheeler.
I am.
It's good.
Actually, I wanted to create a little club called GDI. Remember that?
I remember that. The
Goddamn.
GDI Club.
Goddamn independent.
Goddamn independent. That's right.
The GDI. Who else? I talked to Derek from the TOP podcast or Total Off Road podcast.
Okay.
What is it? Is that it? Total Off Road podcast. TOP podcast. Yeah.
So Chris, it just ended up us. That was it.
Yeah. It was crazy. All these people.
It.
Oh yeah. Hey, I'll go.
And second day without you.
And Lee Lim was like going to bring the kids, and I go, this would be perfect. He backed out.
Something or printing something.
Yeah, he was 3D printing something. I don't know. So I and then we were trying to figure out, Lee Lim and Rodney and I, if the campground was even open, what was going on.
Yep.
And then, so on my way back from the Bay Area, I heard the gate was closed on Blue Lakes Road, and I'm like, oh man. So on my way back from the Bay Area, I drove down Blue Lakes Road, and the gate was open. I'm like, hey, we're good. Okay, turned around, went back home.
It's 12 miles down there you drove.
Well, I didn't go all the way down, but the gate is up top. There's a gate up top, right outside the parking lots. Yeah.
All right.
And so gate was open. I'm like, no, we're good to go. And so, but no, and then online, Lee's telling us, and I'm looking online too. You can make reservations for the campground through PG&E, but the campground's been closed all year because of damage.
Well, so most of the upper was closed from damage, but the lower was open till October 2nd.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. We could have camped in the campground. There was no gates. It was open.
Campgrounds are not us, though.
I almost camped in the camp host spot. It was nice, wide level, right by the lake. I thought, man, this will work out perfect. Because I got there Friday afternoon, like around 5:45-ish. And so I turned around, and then just up from there was this nice campsite up against this granite wall slab, and it was pretty tight getting in there. So I drove in, and I see a tent over in the corner, nobody there. And I'm like, okay, well, how am I going to maneuver in here? Okay, maybe I could back into there. And I start maneuvering, and there's no way with the truck and trailer. It was just, I had nowhere to swing. And so I had to back out, turn around, and then I ended up backing into the campsite. And then that worked pretty good, but I still couldn't get the trailer where I wanted it. So I had to disconnect the trailer, take the Jeep with the winch, hook it up to the trailer, and I backed it right into the spot perfectly. Well, by that time, Rodney shows up.
Chris, what he's trying to say is he's gotten too big for his britches.
No.
Yeah,
it was a narrow site. It was a narrow site.
But it was a primo site too.
Yeah, with a latte machine and an R-Pod, you could whip right in anywhere. Rodney passed up the site, turned around, was doing about 45 coming in, and he just pitched it sideways, and the R-Pod just slid right into the site perfectly.
Kind of backed it right there. Hole was already dug.
Did he have his pinky up the whole time?
No, but he did. There was some foam on his windshield. He did spill his latte. So,
oh shit!
I got a little sideways.
I'll be drifting the R-Pod. Nice.
Rodney showed up
really well. That's why I have no problem showing up at King of the Hammers midweek. I showed up this year. I showed up at King of the Hammers on the Ultra 3 race.
Yeah.
Tuesday, right?
Tuesday, that's right.
And it was a shit show in front of our gate, our guard shack.
You're the Ultra 3 race.
to the Hammertown Heights Estates, and wheeled right in there, parked right beside you guys. No problem.
We had a spot reserved for you.
I love the R-Pod and the Jeep.
Good combo.
As a tow rig, it's a good combo.
Yeah.
And it's set up for going off back deep into Meadow Lake and anything like that.
It's not your pod, it's our pod.
It's our pod. Hey, it's
pod.
Forest River, and Forest River is a sponsor of Ultra 4.
Oh, well, hey, look at you
they?
working the sponsorship.
Holy shit,
Yeah, let's
man.
go.
How do we get Forest River to sponsor this
How
podcast?
come you guys aren't sponsored yet? That's what I want.
Because we don't
gotta
want to
get-
be. Nobody
we gotta
wants to
get-
sponsor us. We don't want to be sponsored. It's pretty much plain and simple.
You're
We
the
just-
trail chasers begging for sponsorship all the
Are they?
time.
We answer to
You
nobody.
know what? And they get it. They
Well,
get sponsorship. You guys just need
we
to
have
be forward
standards.
and reach out like those.
You want to
guys.
sponsor us?
I thought about it.
Sponsored by Rodney Muller. Wheeling Wine Whiskey. And then Rodney's
Sponsored
our
by
boss.
me.
No.
It's sponsored by ME.
Yeah.
Me.
Me.
All right. So you got there. So Friday night, Rodney, we got had a nice campfire. The campfire ban had been lifted, and there was a fire ring.
We settled in real quick.
We did real quick. I poured myself a whiskey and settled down and pulled out the chair and.
It was Oktoberfest that night.
Oh, that's right. We had Oktoberfest that night.
Oktoberfest. You and I were
So wait, there was
Oktoberfesting
We
whiskey?
put on our lederhosen.
There was a
Yep.
chair and there was a campfire, so Jason fell asleep not too long
No,
after.
I
Oh
haven't
yeah.
done that in a
yeah.
long time.
Yeah, there was some narcolepsy going on.
Well, later that night, that was a food coma. God damn.
Really.
So we, I told Rodney, I'm like, hey, I got dinner covered tonight. You bring some. What'd you bring? Salad. You brought salad and some other stuff there.
Charcuterie board.
Oh, the
Some
charcuterie.
cheese.
The
Some
the
cheese.
coochie board.
Oh man.
Coochie board.
We had some
coochie board.
moon cheddar. This white cheddar
There
and
was
it
some
was
good.
in purple.
You
on
had
the
some
outside.
prosciutto.
Oh my god.
Prosciutto. Like the prosciutto. You like the prosciutto?
I love the prosciutto. Yeah, I love
Holy
the
shit.
charcuterie. We and then some fresh strawberries. Yeah.
Oh, the strawberries were good. Where'd you get those from?
The strawberries and the cheese were really good.
Yes.
Even together. Little cracker on top of that.
Yeah.
We did it up.
What'd you call me? Cracker?
Wow. Editing's going to be happening.
So, anyways, I don't care. Bring it on.
The
Yeah,
Bavarian. We had the roasted pork,
so it was the
the purple cabbage.
Oktoberfest. Yeah, it was an Oktoberfest meal from Costco. You gotta love their prepackaged stuff there. That's just heat and serve. So it was a lamb shank.
Oh,
Yeah.
lamb shank that was delicious. And then it had purple cabbage with what did it have? Cranberries in it.
Yes.
And
Oh my God.
and like, it was kind of vinegary. It was good. And then I had spätzle for the side, which know is the Italian,
pasta.
German pasta, basically, with butter, and that was also from Costco. So it was super easy. So we just kind of heat and served, and oh man, we ate. It was chilly. It got a little chilly that night, but we had a good fire going and some good libations, and then then it was night time.
so is there anybody else there, not in your group?
No, the
campsite?
people in the tent left. They packed up right when I was kind of backing in and doing the shuffle, and I go, "Hey, I hope I didn't scare you guys off." They're like, "No, we're heading up the hill, another camp." And I said, "Okay, cool. Have a nice life."
Yeah. It was good. It was good. We had the whole place to ourselves, and
Right on.
And it was
Yeah.
great because we were literally like 3
Have an
minutes from the
old-fashioned.
trailhead. Oh yeah, the old fashions. We had some proof old
had some fruit
fashions.
syrup.
Yeah, we had some proof old fashions. Yes, some pecan old fashions.
Hey,
Nice.
that Snail Trail podcast. What is it? Those Toyota guys.
Yeah.
They had some stuff about proof.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's like they're just patterning their podcast after you.
No, we collaborated on that a little bit. So it's
I
pretty
kind
cool.
of figured so.
It was a collaboration. We helped
Yep.
them out with that. They helped us. So we got a little something coming to our Old Elk members here very soon. As soon
Very
as
soon.
Lorenzo gets off his ass,
Wake him up.
Lorenzo
Tase
and
him.
puts the boxes together. And I also have something very, very cool. Rodney actually got number 1, but the Wheeling Wine and Whiskey holographic
yes,
sticker.
I did.
So that will be going into those gift boxes.
It's a podcast, but listener, if you can't see this, it's their logo, and it's a hologram of their logo, and it looks really nice.
And it's a 3-inch sticker instead of a 4-inch.
Yeah.
So it will fit in tighter places.
Wow.
If you have to stick something in a tighter place.
I believe you guys have your mugs on your sticker.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we will, those will be limited edition. We will be sewing those, but very cool. So, anyways, then Saturday morning, woke up. Rodney's the king of camp breakfast because, that goes with his latte machine.
Yeah.
Oh, and the Blackstone.
Frother. Yeah.
We had bacon.
A little hot milk.
Eggs.
Steamed milk.
What else did we have? Bacon, eggs, and Rodney. What else did we have?
Well, we had a little cabbage on there, too.
We had the leftover cabbage.
Leftover cabbage was good.
Dude, it was good.
God.
Good with
The
the
cranberries made it breakfast.
It really did. It really did.
Very breakfast.
I don't know about
it was
that.
good. No, it was good.
It was good.
Breakfast.
We had a
Yeah, it
little
was
cabbage.
almost like a little country potato egg bowl.
Yeah.
No, they're not like
it was.
country potatoes.
No, yeah.
No, we had potatoes
Oh, we
too.
had country potatoes.
No, we had potatoes too.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I brought the potatoes. We
It
don't.
was. We made a little bowl out of it, and then
Chris,
then
you
we-
would have a great time hanging out with us.
it was a lot of fun.
I was
You
having a
should
great
join
time
us
hanging out with
sometime.
my bride too. It was great.
Yeah.
You should join us sometime.
You getting married again?
Yeah. No, I would never get married again,
Oh.
but I'm enjoying.
You want to
being
renew
married
your
now.
vows? I know a good officiant.
Why would I do that?
I don't know, because you love your wife. All right, so we headed out to the trail, and so I had the Jeep, had the CJ5, and Rodney had the JL Latte maker,
Yep.
and got on the trail around 9ish.
You're top. You just had a bikini.
Yeah, I go bikini. I
I
don't
just
put the
had
soft
a-
top on unless I
I
absolutely
just
have
had a
to.
little sunshade, and then I had my freedom panels in, so I was all open air pretty much.
So I mean, so you ran the trail from north to. You ran it both directions. You started and went.
We
from
went both
north
ways.
To south.
We went
Yeah.
both ways. Yep.
But it's like the beginning of the trail to the water crossing is kind of a cakewalk, and then the trail's not brutally hard. It's gotten a
It's
little
changed.
harder.
When was the last time you've been on the trail?
It's been about 4 years.
Yeah, see, it'd been about 5 or 6 for me. It's challenging. I mean, there's some. It's not just a walk in a park.
No, I've done it every year since buying the
JL. Okay.
18, yeah, I think I
Man,
might
I
have
mean,
been on. I might have been on dealer gas when I did it the first time.
Yeah, I think you were. I ran my F-150 through it years
gas
ago.
is 50% water, So
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, years ago, I drove that whole trail on my stock F-150 with 32s, no lockers.
Wow.
And yeah, it was great, but now there's no way I'm getting the F-150 through there without dragging it and
do it.
Anyways, it's fun trail. That river crossing, which was our first river crossing, which is typically the second when you're going up the hill, was pretty damn deep.
It was
a
deep.
little over hub deep with my 37s in the Jeep.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. And then we just motored on. Then there's a good rock garden after that, and then you kind of you're winding through the trees, beautiful scenery.
Well, you're going.
The fall color
when
was
you first
awesome.
start out where we were from Blue Lakes, you encounter a waterfall,
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah, that waterfall was a rip.
and that waterfall was ripping. And then when we came back is when we got the good photos. That
Yes,
Jason
coming back
shared
up.
on IG, but
Yep.
but yeah, beautiful area.
Yeah, it was.
Red Deer Valley.
It was I love running that trail in the fall just because of the scenery and less people and it's not as hot and blah blah blah. So motored on down to the next river crossing and stopped there and so that would be the first river crossing as you're coming up, second as you're going down, and that
right
was
on
like
the other
half of the it was like half of what the other crossing was.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say, Rodney? It was pretty
Yeah,
shallow.
Not as much shallow. It's always the more shallow river crossing.
The shallower of the two, yes.
And right near that river crossing is a great camping area.
Yes,
Oh,
and there was
all
some people
through
camped there.
Yeah.
There was some people camped back in there going in the morning on the right, and they were still there when we came back, so they spent Saturday night out there. And then there was another camp, and I didn't know, but there's another camp across from that camp back in the woods that looks really cool, that some other people were there and came out and was talking with us. So when we were going back out that evening, but so then motor down, and then it, the trail gets pretty gnarly that first half, which you normally come up. It's switchback, a little narrow. There's rocks, and so I was coming leading this thing, and here comes some Jeeps coming up, 3 Jeeps, and so there was it was on that narrow section, and I'm like, okay, and I just kind of stop and wait to see how many rigs do they have,
He radioed back. He radioed back. So
I radioed back. I go, hey, we got some rigs, might be coming up. And, so the common courtesy, right? It's like there's no hard and fast rule. Oh, well, I'm coming up the hill, so you got to yield to me. Or I'm going down the hill, you got to yield to me. No, it's who has the easiest backup is what logic. Let logic prevail.
Yep. I agree.
But it didn't prevail with this group. So I backed up this crazy off camber area. It was kind of cool by this tree, and it was like an old optional trail line. So I was like, okay. So I backed up just enough so my bumper was right on the edge of the trail, but plenty of room for them to pass.
It's pretty tight because you're on the side of a mountain.
You're on the side of a hill. Yeah,
you're on the side of a mountain. It's just enough for one vehicle.
So I go, cool. So I get all wicked off camber, and I'm sitting there, just parked. And here comes the first rig, Jeep, cruising on up. I give them the old, courtesy wave. They don't even look at me. Not even a thank you, a courtesy wave, a fuck you, nothing. I'm like, well, that's bullshit. So I'm like, okay, and it wasn't a crazy hard section. There was a couple rocks, but it wasn't like you had to concentrate on the road in front of you.
I have a different story, Chris.
What was it? I thought I wrote down the club too. They were a club. I'm going to put them on blast here. I'm going to find it here in a second.
Oh, don't blast them.
It's somewhere here. I'm going to find it. So then here comes the next rig. Lady looks at me in the passenger seat. Looks at me. Acknowledges I am there. There is a Jeep on a side hill with a person in it. I wave.
Nothing.
No courtesy wave. No fuck you. No nothing.
They're Terminators. They're emotionless Terminators.
Meanwhile, I'm encountering the first Jeep, Chris, and I'm handing out stickers.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm handing out stickers. I'm fist bumping them. I'm totally out of my rig. It's off the trail.
Well, I couldn't get out of my rig because if I got out of my rig, it would have been down the goddamn mountain.
Run that day.
Would have been down the mountainside. So, the third rig? Guess what? Third rig?
Did he wave, say hi?
Nothing.
Introduce himself? Was he the club president?
It was Rock something. Rock something.
They were Hooter girls.
I thought I made a note here. Damn it.
You did.
I did, didn't I? I said I'm putting them on blast.
You were.
Did you erase it?
No, I didn't erase it.
You didn't erase it?
Access to your
So were they so focused on the trail they just weren't acknowledging that you were there?
I don't know what the deal is, but they weren't very friendly.
I don't know, but when people
I'll agree with Jason. I had to initiate, but that just might be me, right?
Well, and I normally do. I hand out stickers and everything, and I'm like, okay, cool. Oh, yep. I got it right here. You ready?
What is it? It's Mayhem or something.
No, but it's good. The Outcast Four-Wheel Drive Club.
Outcast, yes.
The Outcast. And they were the Outcast. They had no fucks to give.
Yeah, they had no fucks
just common courtesy, right? Just common courtesy. a courtesy wave, just like, hey, thanks. I don't need a gold medal or a frickin' 5-star review. I just want a little, hey, how you doing?
Had it in their window.
You wanted to reach around.
It was across the front of their window.
A courtesy reach around would have been great, but I just anytime people pull over for me, hey, thanks a lot, really appreciate it.
Yes.
Thank you. Common courtesy. And it wasn't like a Jeep Toyota thing or a buggy thing. Like if I was in my buggy, I get it. There's a stereotype that all buggy guys are, these freaking assholes, whatever. And so I'm like, no, I'm in a freaking old Jeep.
True.
An old Jeep.
An old Jeep.
Anyways, there you go. So if you want to join.
That was quite the rant.
Oh, that's not even a rap. Did I drop the F-bomb? Maybe I did. I don't know.
You gonna turn that water into wine? Are you gonna make magic happen or what?
I do turn water into wine. I'm a winemaker.
Jason, the therapist says, do you feel better?
The therapist, yes, I do feel a little better.
Okay.
I was going to look. Hey, Lorenzo. Yeah.
Is he awake?
Talking to you. I got a job for you. Look up Outcast 4-Wheel Drive Club for me. Don't ask why.
Let it go, Jason. Let it go.
Let it go.
I think we need to fire Lorenzo. I really do. So, all right. So these 3 rigs are all gone.
Anyway, so they're moving down the trail.
Yeehaw!
So we get out.
We never saw them again.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we didn't. That was a good thing.
So
okay. I was going to see if they're a member of Cal 4 Wheel.
Probably. I didn't see their sticker though.
They did have Cal 4 Wheel stickers on too.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyways, so then we get to the end of the trail, and it was like roughly what time, Rodney, would you say?
The end. It was 12:30.
It was
12:30. You started at what, 9? You said.
Yeah, it took us 2.5 hours. No, it took us 2.5 hours. So do the math.
Okay.
About 9:30, we were
2.5 hours. Okay.
So 10, 11, 12. You're right. It was noon.
Yep, we were locking in.
So you were
like
Hermit
9:30.
Valley at noon. Okay.
At noon.
Cool.
Nooner.
Right.
Perfect.
Quick
And
stop.
So I said, hey, let's drive down to Slick Rock and have lunch at
The river.
At the river on Slick Rock.
Yeah.
So we motored on down.
Uh-huh.
It was about a 20-minute drive on Ebbets Pass, beautiful Ebbets Pass.
Gorgeous.
Did you air up?
No.
I did not. Ooh. I found them. I found the Outcast Jeepers. They're out of Modesto, Farmington.
Air up for what? Holy shit! Rodney just ran away. Did you scare him?
No.
Oh shit! What's this?
go
What's this
get
water?
more
Why are
juice.
you fuckers drinking water? What's going on here?
Raspberry.
Oh, now we're drinking raspberry. Okay.
Hint raspberry.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
drink this. This is my water right here.
It's a school night. I got to work in the morning, Chris.
Right? So about 20-minute drive, got to Lake Alpine, started the Slick Rock Trail. And I didn't air up, just
I made a mistake.
you did make a mistake. You want to talk about that?
Yeah. And I even posted about it on my IG.
You did.
And admitted my mistake. So I aired
own it.
down.
You own
You
your
made 2
mistake?
mistakes, I thought.
2, yeah. 1 air pressure.
Yeah, air pressure.
And then
'Cause
driving.
what happens with tires on the road?
They heat up.
They heat up.
Air expands. You enter another trail, and you're too high, and you're too lazy to get out.
And 2 to 3 pounds can make all the difference.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So the other thing is, when we got to the rock pile, we were waiting on 3 rigs to come up, right?
Yes.
So one took the bypass, and he helped his buddy in the full-sized F100 come up.
That was pretty cool.
That was a badass rig.
Yeah.
And I think there was a Toyota behind it.
Yep.
And they took the left line on the rock pile. Pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm.
And
The left line, isn't that the line that CJ broke his rig on?
Nope.
No, he was on
No.
the gauntlet.
He was on the gauntlet. You mean when he put the fan into the radiator?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the gauntlet.
Yeah.
You're not on the gauntlet.
We're just at the first obstacle.
We're just entering
The rock pile.
trail. The rock pile.
It's called the rock pile.
Right? Okay, I know what
It's
you're
right
talking
there,
about now.
right at the beginning of the trail.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So
It's like you can
I
basically kick a ball at it from the entrance.
Yeah.
Okay.
I turned my Jeep off and watched them come up. We waited for the other rig. Got back in, turned it back on, and evidently my sway bar connected. Before I
Yeah,
went.
so what? That's
And I didn't
magnetic or something? How's that work?
It's electrical, so it just slides.
It's got like a solenoid?
Yeah,
Got a
probably.
motor, some sort of
A
motor.
little motor.
So it defaults to lock? So every time you turn off the Jeep, it locks?
I didn't.
Or did
think
you hit a
so.
switch, or what's
I
going
didn't
on?
think So I didn't check it afterwards. That was my fault.
Oh, you locked it for the road.
Yes, it does lock for the road, but I have already gone into 4 low and unlocked it to climb that first obstacle, and then we
Okay.
parked by the rock before going down. And evidently, when I turned it off and turned it back on again, it locked. So from then on, I drove the trail in with my sway bar on.
It seems like it should automatically unlock when you're in 4 low. I don't know.
Nope. There's a button, right? So
There's an app
it's
for
right
that.
next to my front and rear locker because it's a Rubicon front rear locker and then sway bar.
Got it. So
But
maybe
it's
when
very
you were
easy
putting a
to do.
couple
It's not
extra
like I
pumps
have
of
to get
vanilla,
It's not like I have to get out.
when you were putting a few extra pumps of your vanilla into your latte,
Vanilla?
you bumped
Well,
the
that's-
switch.
Yeah, I get
There
real
you go.
excited about the caramel though.
Dude, you had pumpkin spice juice, didn't you?
Oh shit! I should have
the
been on this
syrup.
trip. I would have liked that. That'd have been good.
Nothing but the best.
He's got, hey, Chris, he's got one that tastes like Oktoberfest Sam Adams beer, too.
Oh fuck! I'll be there next year.
That was limited supply, Jason. You weren't supposed to say anything about
all
that.
right. That's on a
And
need
that's
to know
trademark.
basis.
Now we're gonna have to pay money to freaking Sam Adams. I don't know.
Oh, now you said it twice. Now that's gonna be a couple. So yeah, the rock pile was cool, and yeah.
So just went down that, no problem. And then you get to that next, that crack.
Obstacle. What's that called?
I don't know. It's just
It's called something else. It's not. So rock pile, and then there is a name for that obstacle. Optional
It's a
obstacle
slab of granite with a big rock and a
and a
crevice.
crack.
You got to go down the crack. When I first encountered it, I just thought that, wow, it's been dug out at the bottom, and I don't have enough flex to hit the bottom because I was really tippy,
Yes,
Probably
you
a
were.
bunch of Toyotas doing that.
very tippy.
Yeah, tippy.
And then I had no steering, so that was my complaint from the beginning. Is there's no input into my electric pump steering. Aussie, somebody when I posted on IG, I think I posted one where I did the crack like last year, and then
Yep,
where
and then you had this year.
fucked up this year. Is some guy said, "Hey, I put one in Aussie's. Ask him about it." And so it's a thing that controls the backflow or the pressure on the pump, and you
It's a
can
flux
override
capacitor.
it. So it'll bypass it, and you'll have like 30% more input into the steering. So I might try that because I'm going in to do some axle work and stuff like that. So
I think you need to put a RAM on there, assist.
no, I do, but that's
sure.
Full hydro. Just go full
You know.
hydro.
I wouldn't do full hydro on a street rig.
I only have like a 650 credit rating, Jason. So
I would then go with the PCI freaking kit. If you got hashtag Chris money, then go with the
Actually,
how.
actually, I
Damn
do
right, you
have,
don't have hashtag Chris money. Fuck.
I have access to PCI through my dealer account. So
Well, there you go.
You're a dealer.
yeah,
What do you
always
deal?
have it. Yep.
Numerous
How do you
things.
think I'm getting all these parts, Chris?
How do you think? Yeah, and the latte machine. I mean, it's got a barista thing going on.
Yeah, I got to keep up appearances.
I've driven that thing 30 feet.
Yeah, you did. More than that.
I don't know. Anyway, well, right on. So you guys you're on Slick Rock. You're going down the crack, and
we went all the way to the river.
Well, wait. Let's talk about the gauntlet.
the gauntlet. They're going down the. You had to make that S turn, right?
So the gauntlet has a few different lines.
Correct.
So going down
Well, there's one more now.
There's one more now. Add a little green line to it.
You made the green line there too?
Line.
Dude, I like making green lines in the Jeep.
I got video from the rear, right? And Jason's going in between these two big rocks.
The way you're coming up the rear between two big rocks?
There was, so I went down the far left side.
There was another group waiting for us to get down. And he had some commentation, right?
I heard that there was a guy trying to spot you, Jason.
There was a guy there.
It's your first rodeo, right?
That was very nervous for me, and was adamant that I was going to roll over if I continued forward. And I politely said, "Hey, I got this.
I got this.
My rig." And he's like, "Oh no!" You know, and his kids are there, and his wife's down below filming, and so I'm like, "Well, if I do roll, at least it's on video." And it was a little sketchy spot, you know. For
it was it was sketchy,
but you know, hashtag buggy lines in the Jeep, and so I go, okay, and I'm feeling it out, and I'm like, well, I told Rodney, I go, if this one rock dislodges, I'm pretty fucked. But you know, it's just feeling it out. So I moved over a little bit, and then
you moved it, Chris.
I moved the rock, and then I dropped down.
It moved,
and
changing the trail.
And then I had to do a front dig because I got the Atlas in the Jeep too. So you know, I did a little front dig to get the front end over because there's a rock fully exposed now that's been dug out. You got that big steep granite wall at the base of the gauntlet, right? The hill that's not going anywhere. So you just climb up that, but then it used to be just like rocky and dirt. Well, now the dirt's dug out and exposed another granite slab that's pretty polished it's got a rounded off edge that, like, if your ass then slips off it, you're falling into a tree. Or off the fucking hill if you really screw up.
Chris, that's where I stacked rocks when you and I did it. We put a couple, California DOT showed up. They threw a couple rocks.
Now, wait a minute. You
put the reflectors down in the white paint?
I there was no rock stacking when I drove that. That must have been a different trip. I have video. There was no rock stacking. You drove straight down it. And I drove down it ahead of you, and I didn't stack shit.
Chris, you didn't see me. You were focused up the trail, and I was down there saying, I know Chris is going to fucking need trouble here.
No. This is not my first fucking rodeo.
I got to build a road for him. I was throwing rocks in there.
Okay.
And then you went down.
Sure.
You didn't see it. I was fast.
Yeah, that's what I hear about you.
So I do this front dig. And the guy goes, to his son, he goes, see, that's a front dig, so you can, work the front end and stuff. And I'm like, okay, there you go. And just drove down, and his wife's like, nice job. So I'm like, okay. So we get down there, and then, the creek's just a few turns around the corner.
Yep.
You get to the old entrance of the trail. Right. Because this was all new. And that, it's pretty surreal that all three of these major obstacles now that have really made that trail cool are before where the trail used to start. It used to be just a little dirt road.
A dirt road, right?
It used to be a dirt little road to this fenced area where you could
barbed wire fence,
wire fence, and a turnaround area where you could air down and start the trail.
Yeah. It's really created a gatekeeper at both ends.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Right.
So, the first two obstacles are you can go around easy line on a dirt road, but the gauntlet, there's no bypass, and there's supposed to be a bypass. They're supposed to build a bypass, but it hasn't been built yet, and you are committed. to go down that and back up it if you're going back out. So
There's a hiking trail that bypasses it.
yeah, there is a hiking trail
Right,
that
there
bypasses
is.
it.
Yeah, that's true.
I pointed some
It's
hikers
true,
in the right
it's true.
direction. They were
Yeah,
lost.
because there's plenty of people out there walking and hiking the trail.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Well, they all camp at Alpine Lake or park up there at Alpine Lake and hike in. So yeah, absolutely.
So we get to the river, and it's freaking raging, man. It looked like spring. It
Oh,
was
really?
awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was raging.
So pulled out the Sandos and soda and had a nice lunch right by the river and kind of reflected on the day's events till that point and
Were there
life
any vans
in
there?
general.
Any vans down by the river?
There was no
No
vans
vans.
down by the river there.
Nope.
No vans.
Just
down by the
us,
river.
really, and there were 2 more rigs that came through.
Yeah,
was
that came
about
up.
it. Yep.
So we had lunch. So then it was 2 o'clock. It was 2
Okay.
o'clock at that point, and I said, "Hey, time to turn around, head back." And it was a beautiful day. Weather was warm and nice. We were in t-shirts. It was beautiful.
So you turned around at that lunch spot at the river. You didn't go down the rest of the trail all the way
Nah.
to the other river
No.
crossing.
There's nothing else. You got that granite slab, and that's about it. There's nothing else exciting
You got
until you
the-
get to
got the ladder and you got
stair
that
steps or the
track.
ladder.
The stair steps
Yeah.
are cool,
Yep.
but the gauntlet's worth it. I mean, that whole area right there.
Yeah.
is
Oh,
worth-
hell
is
yeah.
Totally
Well,
worth it.
the beauty where we had lunch is you can't get any better than that.
No.
That's
That
true.
is
No.
a lunch spot,
Yeah.
especially with that kind of flow from the river.
Heavy flow. Heavy
the-
flow.
Fall colors.
It was a
still-
heavy flow day.
That's still
Yeah.
melt off from from snow up the hill or something.
I think it's
gotta be.
release. I think it's release from the lake.
They are.
Yeah,
They're doing a
from
full release from the
more.
lake, getting ready anticipation
Oh,
for a good
from,
winter.
from
Full
Alpine,
release.
yeah.
Anticipation.
Giggity, giggity. So,
You've had anticipation release before, right, Chris?
right.
All the time.
Right. So,
Just released.
Familiar.
Cheers,
and edit.
bitches.
So, headed back up the trail. Now we had to go up the gauntlet. And so I headed up the gauntlet and did the kind
Was
of.
that guy there again? Spotting
He
you?
was. He was at the top when I got up there, but it was right
Well,
after.
Let's preface this,
Oh.
Jason, by this
Okay.
guy who's giving you instruction. He had a badass Jeep. Mm-hmm. Was it not? It was his
nice.
first time out. It was his first test run, and he was tackling some pretty good stuff.
His
Yes,
first
he
time
was.
wheeling?
And this
No.
thing was
No.
clean. Oh
First
my
time
God,
with
I
that
don't know
rig.
about those rocker panels,
What
but
kind of Jeep was it?
LJ.
yep,
LJ. Oh, an LJ. Hmm.
Yeah,
this thing was built.
it was.
Cool.
It was.
Yep.
All right.
So once I made it up to the top, then they were right there. Cool, nice. I was courteous, nice people, and
Yeah.
so made
Then
it
they
up the rest of that.
Had
and
another
then-
2-door, right?
huh?
They had another 2-door Jeep on 35s or so,
Oh yeah, the kids Jeep.
right? The kids' Jeep,
Yeah,
mom
Yeah.
and kids, or something like that. So
looked good.
nice family affair. Nice little
Yeah.
family.
Oh yeah. No, it's awesome.
They were
Seeing the
having
family
fun.
out there.
Nice. Were they
Yeah.
locals, or you didn't talk much with them to find out if
I
they were
didn't-
just up for the day or whatever, or were
Yeah.
they camping?
Not sure.
Hmm.
Not sure.
All the above, Chris.
Okay, well, whatever.
All the above.
Well, that's cool. So you drove, and so no issues driving back up the gauntlet. You didn't need to winch or anything. You just drove right up it.
Nope. One
Drove
shot.
right up it.
Yep.
Made it happen, Captain.
Nice.
And then
And
and then on the rock pile,
Yeah, go ahead about the rock pile.
we took the left line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the latte machine made it up the left line. That was good.
And I went up the left line, and I heard a snap, crackle, pop.
Oh my, yeah.
And I wasn't sure what it was.
And then
but
you
it-
were spotting me, so I didn't go off the cliff.
Yeah, so when you go up that left side, it's deceiving, especially if you don't know. You go up and you're like cresting over, and if you go like another foot and a half,
Another
your
foot
front
and a half?
tires are starting to go over a ledge off this rock.
Like a 6 or 8 foot ledge
Yeah, it's
of
pretty
granite.
pretty legit.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I was like, okay. And I had to do like a little Austin Powers at the top to kind of remaneuver over. And so then I got out to guide Rodney, and traction's good, and he walked right up it. But I looked down, and I go, that looks like my motor mount. And sure as shit, that's what it was, the bolt for my motor mount.
What?
And everything, yeah. Like, I recognize that part.
I go, I know that. I know that part. And so I go, oh, shit. And sure enough, it had snapped off, but the bushing and everything was there. So I said, hey, let's get out. You know, we're right towards the beginning of the trail, and wheeled out to the parking lot at Lake Alpine. And I said, hey, I got nuts and bolts in here. I'll find something to work. I said, I want to throw a bolt in there just to kind of secure it down so things aren't flopping around.
We still had to do Deer Valley all the way back to Blue Lake.
Yeah.
And drive back. Yeah.
And there's some good stuff happening there on that trail.
Yeah.
Nothing, you know, you're going to need a motor mount.
So we need a motor mount.
You do need a motor mount. Yeah, you do need a motor mount.
That's the title right there.
Yeah, you need a motor mount. So I got in underneath in the old Jeeps. The 74 Jeep has got a box underneath the passenger seat. So I've got nuts and bolts and all kinds of cool shit in there. And so I went ahead and found something that I thought would work. And Rodney pulls out a freaking jack, but not just your normal jack.
No,
it is.
We had the Badlands.
Had the Badlands, the China Freight freaking Badlands jack.
Harbor Freight, Badlands. Pulled that thing out, wheeled it over. We found a log in the woods.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good place to find them.
Yeah.
Right.
And we threw that thing on the edge of the block, and we jacked the engine up so that we could get the hole straight again.
Yep.
Stuck the bolt up through, spun the nut on, fixed it in the parking lot.
And we were off.
And then we were off.
Good trail parking lot fix.
Yeah.
So there was carnage.
Well, it's
not too bad.
Minor stuff. Fixed it right away.
Right away. Yeah, no problem. My engine's allowed. It's all good.
It's like a video game. Jason's back to full strength. He found his little parts.
Well, I mean, that 383 has all the torques, you know.
And now
remember we were talking about this the other day. Leisure Suit Larry. Did you ever play that game?
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of video games, the old video games.
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever play that, Rodney?
No, I have not.
Do you know what we're talking about? You remember that game?
About it.
Leisure Suit Larry.
Fool me.
It was basically Leisure Suit Larry. It was
trying to get laid.
You got to be able to look up. It's got to be on YouTube or something. But yeah,
no, it's on Wikipedia for sure.
Is it Wikipedia? What's it say?
Sure.
Lorenzo, he's sitting over there. What are you looking at? He's looking at asses online.
Leisure Suit Larry.
Oh,
I'll Google it.
I'm Googling it right now. This adult-themed sex comedy video game series created by Al Lowe was purchased or published by Sierra from 1987 to 2009. Yeah, it's basically a guy trying to get laid in a video game.
1987 to 2009?
Yeah,
it's up to 2009, huh?
That's like when I graduated. I'm surprised I didn't know about this.
I remember 87, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, here. What?
The game follows Larry Laffer, a balding
Larry
double
Laffer,
entendre, speeding, leisure suit, wearing man in his 40s. The stories generally revolve around his attempting, usually unsuccessfully, to seduce attractive young women.
The series sold 10 million copies.
Bring it back. Bring it back.
But anyways,
yeah. So how do we get there?
Yeah, you're trying to get laid, and then when you got a little action, you would gain some power back.
So you broke your motor or lost a bolt in your motor mount because you have all the torques that a 22 RE does not have.
Oh, we went from motor mounts to Leisure Suit Larry.
I don't know. 383 stroker. It's got lots of torques, man. Lots of torques. Yeah.
Yeah, so we got back on the road.
Our leisure suits coming back. Okay, I gotta stop. Stop. Turn off the computer.
Lorenzo tased Jason now.
Turn it up. So we got back to Deer Valley. What did we call this trip, Jason?
We called it Deer Rock.
Deer Rock.
Deer Rock.
Deer Rock in the fall. It's good. Let's make this an annual trip.
Did you guys drop a line in Mosquito Lake at all and do a little fishing or anything?
No, there were some people fishing up there. I didn't see anybody catch anything, but
a lot of people getting in last fall camping. It was
so
good.
it was exactly 8 hours from when we left camp to when we got back to camp.
8 hours.
It was an 8-hour tour.
Yeah.
The 8-hour tour.
So no issues once you got to Hermit Valley and you ran through that gatekeeper and ran up Blue Lakes Deer Valley
We
Trail.
motored pretty good. So it took us 2.5 hours down and 2 hours back on Deer Valley Trail.
Cool.
Yeah, we just kept motoring. We stopped a couple times. There was, the sun was starting to go down. It was pretty freaking epic. Like I say, the weather was good.
Pictures. Good pictures.
Got back to camp, and Rodney had to get back, do the work thing on Sunday morning, so he packed up the R pod, hooked it up, and off he went. And I started a fire. Yeah, I started a fire, and I got a good fire going, and got a shower, and had some dinner and some whiskey, and I was sitting there, one-man party by the fire, all by myself out in the wilderness. It was actually pretty cool.
I missed a good time.
I was home by 9 o'clock. I rolled in.
I went to bed. It was just before 11 when I went into my camper, and I put out the fire. That thing was so hot. Well, you remember the night before, Rodney, the granite rock was red. We damn near were like, we were turning it back into molten lava.
Yeah, we had this. I took a picture of it, man. That thing was just glowing through and through.
Where'd you get the wood? Just was there piles
There's
of
a forest, like you said. Sticks come from the forest.
Well, I mean, was it all? Did you have a chainsaw? Was it all sliced up? I mean,
no,
what the hell?
we used a little handsaw.
I had a chainsaw. I helped Jason out the next day.
Used a miter saw, and we cut perfect 45-degree angles.
Yep. Perfect. Well, you guys are.
Yeah, built a little.
Rodney brought a chainsaw. There was some wood in camp, and there was a down tree that'd been down for a long time.
Well, we threw that stump on there. I thought that stump would go in one night. And
I burned that the second night, and there was still more left.
Yeah. Stumps only burn at King of the Hammers when you drag him
Apparently,
in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
that was a miracle stump at King of the Hammers. I still don't understand that.
That was not of this world.
I walked into camp and I'm like, who brought a fucking tree?
I don't know. I think that stump was.
I had to roll up my window because I drove right by it, and I felt
it was hot.
Singed on the side of my face. I'm like, holy fuck.
Dude, seriously though, that stump sitting in the fire pit was like 4 feet tall, right? Am I exaggerating? I'm not exaggerating, right? It was 4 feet tall at least.
It was biblical, dude. It was biblical. It was like
I think it was biblical. I think it was laced with gunpowder or something. That thing just really burned quick, man.
I think it was soaked in diesel or something.
Something.
Oh, wow.
It was.
But it was the guy that had the sport
or napalm. Maybe it was a napalm.
Sport track.
The guy that was camped next to us had dragged that in with the motorcycle they left there all week, right? Yeah.
That guy. He's coming back next year.
Oh, good.
He wants to camp next to you, Chris. He liked the heat coming off of your water heater at night.
I didn't want to run my water heater at night. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't waste propane.
Anyways,
like propane.
So I
products.
crawled into bed just right about 11, and that's the great thing with the campers. The other thing, just got gray water, and I dumped probably 11 gallons on this frickin' fire. I mean, it was out. I put my hand in where the coals were, and it was fine. I could hold my hand there for a minute. So I was like, okay, this thing's out. There was no wind and everything. It was a beautiful night. Woke up the next morning, fixed breakfast, cup of coffee. I walked down to, there's a couple lily ponds right there. ponds with these huge lily pads. There was some ducks and a goose and
Any
birds
bullfrogs?
flying, eagle soaring, deer running. Why you ask? Two dogs fucking. But anyways,
Were there
yeah,
two
it was
dogs
really
fucking?
really good. So yeah,
Were there bullfrogs?
that's an Indian joke.
Edit.
So, anyways,
Yeehaw. Well, it sounds like you guys had a ball. I missed out, but
We had
I
a
was
blast.
celebrating.
Yeah,
with
here's
my-
the other great part about this trip is I left about 9:30, I guess. Oh well, Keith comes rolling in. He was supposed to meet us the day before.
Yes, he was.
So here comes all these rubber band douche coops down the road and on trailers, and they start coming past camp and lock up the brakes and back up, and I go, oh fuck, who's this? You know, and I go, oh no, that's Keith, and I literally was loading the Jeep on the trailer. I was done. It was game over. Just had to put the Jeep in the trailer and go. And he comes up, he's like, hey, and I'm like, dude, you're exactly 24 hours late. Exactly 24 hours late. He goes, come on, let's go. And I go, no. He goes, well, we're just going to go out for a couple hours. I go, no, I got to get home. I got shit to do. But you guys have fun. You give me a call if you need anything. So they did have fun.
Good.
But they did get their feet wet at the first river crossing
I
because
bet.
it is deep for
It's
a
deep.
douche coop.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got home and it took me an hour to get home, which was freaking awesome. It's right there. So hashtag love Nevada.
You could have done a day
And,
trip.
You could totally do a day trip. Totally do a day trip.
Yeah, for
And,
sure.
Yeah, I started working on the house and pressure washing my dick. Did you
it
ever
get
finish
bigger?
your dick, Rodney?
Yeah. Yep. Well, the deck is all it's surfaced and just doing fence around the pool now. So
Yeah, because you trimmed all the bushes around your dick. So
yeah, it makes it look
to
bigger.
build the deck, right?
Yep.
trim the
Makes
bushes.
it look way bigger. So
Dude, I saw the pictures. It's ginormous.
It's a huge
It's
deck.
impressive. It is a huge.
well,
deck.
yours is turning out nice since you've washed your deck.
Yeah. It's a lot cleaner.
I like it.
It's you don't want a dirty dick.
Looks nope.
No.
When the deck gets dirty,
Gotta
you
wash
gotta
it.
wash it.
Edit,
Gotta wash
edit,
it. I'm gonna
edit,
trim the
edit,
bushes
edit,
next
edit,
because
edit,
it's
edit,
Yeah.
Anyways, we're getting regulated.
Oh boy. Yeehaw. Shit, I'm sad I missed this trip, but like
Well,
I said,
it was a great trip. Thanks for organizing it. Chris.
Yeah.
Try.
Thank
We
you.
talked about you a lot, and we had a few libations for you and everything.
I'm sure
I mean,
you did.
you were the
I'm
guest
sure
of
you-
honor without even being there.
You felt the love.
I
I'm
celebrated
sure.
I celebrated 28 years of marriage. Happy marriage.
28 years.
Happy anniversary, Chris.
Wedding bliss. Happy anniversary.
Yep, we haven't killed each other yet. So
It's a slow death.
it's a slow death.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah. Well, cool. What else? Anything
Well,
else? We
I-
got a lot more to talk about.
Yes, we do. Go ahead.
I know that. So we had. This is going to be. Oh shit! This is going to drop way late.
Oh,
but
now
we're-
you're doing. I know. It's crazy. I told
Time
you we got to
travel.
release 2 a week. It's way behind, but go ahead.
way
Talk about it.
behind. So we got it's racing, Ultra 4 racing. We had.
Oh, great. Yeah, that was 3 weeks ago. That was awesome.
I know,
Great race.
legend.
Havasu.
Legends of Havasu. Good times. I didn't get a chance to watch a whole lot of the racing, but some big names made it down to Havasu, Lake Havasu down there in
Dolly
Arizona.
was down there.
Yeah, Dolly was down there, and most of the people
Checkpoint Dolly.
Checkpoint Dolly. Most of the people we follow in Ultra 4 racing also made it to the races, whether they're 4,400 or 4,800, or they had the 4,900, which is the side by sides and whatnot. But we can give some race results. I know our listeners that are avid race fans probably know the results already, but the ones that are kind of casual listeners or race followers, here's your results. So let's start. We're going to start with whoops, what the fuck just happened here? I just lost my window. Shit.
So, if you didn't catch the race 3 weeks ago, here it is.
Here it is. So we're going to just, for the big dogs, the 4,400 racers, we're gonna do the top 10. Well, actually, let's go down deeper. Let's go to the top 16. Oh
Top
shit!
50.
There were a lot of 40.
Let's name off everybody that raced.
There were a lot of racers that showed up in the 44 because this was the national championship.
It was the national.
This was a big deal. So
which used to be in Reno.
Which right at what
Wild West Motorsport Park.
Man, that place was cool. We went that one time and that was the end. That was like the last year.
I got enough room here. I think I could set up a little race course around the house. Maybe I'll host the next one here.
Your neighbors would love
this.
it.
This Havasu track was mostly desert, though. There was, it's basically.
We could do the start finish in my driveway and then go out to BOM land.
Yeah,
there you go.
Race to the top of the hill where
I've already had a 144 driver in my driveway.
Can we have like VIP quarters at your place or something?
Yes, absolutely. And you can sit on the dick and watch the race.
I'm not going to sit on.
Jason's
sit on my dick.
Come out with the VIP experience.
Yes, the VIP experience.
That's not.
Dude, I will. Dude, this is great. I could have the wine lounge, the whiskey lounge.
Yes.
Right.
Oh man, and then charcuterie boards.
Yes,
dude,
right.
We can do this up. Have German. I'm going to import girls, the German waitresses that carry the 20 beers at a time in the steins.
Yes,
dude, that'd be awesome.
The pints.
The pints of beer. Those glasses empty are heavy.
Bigger than a pint.
How heavy is a pint? I don't know.
The glasses alone are heavy. They're super thick glass there in Germany.
Yeah.
They're legit. And you get all these little girly men that have to use the Americans, the little girly men, they have to use two hands to hoist up the beer, and they call you out on that shit. I love it.
Well, we next time we're in Las Vegas, we gotta go to the freaking
the Hofbrau house.
The Hofbrau.
Yes,
I get emails from him all the time, man.
So, you signed up on the VIP list because you got spanked by one of the German girls.
I'd like to get
you
spanked.
Did.
I didn't get
it's
spanked.
It's the shot and a spanking you get there, right?
Yeah,
remember that?
To watch. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Miss. May I have another? Thank you, Miss. May I have another? Whap. All right.
So there's your results for Havasu and a race coming to Minden, Nevada. So
top 15. Waylon Campbell came in 15th. Philip McGilton 14th. Jeff Wagner 13th. Paul Horschel with his rowdy engine number 12. Christopher Branton number 11. Chad Hunt number 10.
Did you say Mike?
Yeah, that's what I said. No, Chad.
Oh, Chad. Okay.
Chad.
Just clarify.
Tad Dowker came in 9th. A.K. Watley or Waitley. I'm going to go with Watley for 500. He's in 8th place. And then Miss Bailey Campbell, 7th place. Brett Harrell with a Chevrolet logo next to his name came in 6th place.
Wow.
Chip McLaughlin, 5th. Here we are. We're getting into the top 5 now. Mr. Campbell, who we partied with recently,
Shannon
came in 4th. That's right, Shannon. Brian Crofts.
That was a hell of a wedding.
3rd place, so he's on the podium. And then here we go, Gomez brothers. Raul Gomez, number 2.
Congratulations.
And then JP Gomez.
JP won.
JP won. Car number 82, banging it out.
Nice.
And so that's the 4,400 finishers. And then let's scroll back here and take a quick.
So I watched a little bit of that.
Uh-huh.
And Waylon was leading, quite a bit during the first half of the race. Paul Horschel, he was ripping it up, had some difficulties, pulled into the pits and never left, I don't believe.
Whoops.
Oh, no. And then Levi Shirley blew a belt.
Uh-oh. Man,
yeah.
He's been having problems with that belt
New car blues, man. New car blues. But he's going to have it worked out. Mark my words, he's going to have it worked out by KOH.
Mm-hmm.
And then, Shannon Campbell was just quietly chewing up the track, from behind and kind of eating up some attrition, I think, ahead of him. And
so the old girl was running well, huh?
Yeah, I think so.
Can't wait to see that new chassis.
Marriage has been good to him so far.
Can't wait to see him race at
Congratulations,
this year.
It's gonna be badass.
Two seats. It's going to be great.
Walking into the pits and checking out the rig.
Chris, if you hadn't have gone to the wedding, I wanted to be Jason's plus one.
He was going to be the plus one.
Well, you would have had fun. You probably wouldn't have snored like I did, but whatever.
God.
So But the second night, my CPAP worked
CPAP.
great.
Oh my God! The first night, I almost killed Chris. I thought about smothering him.
Again,
I thought
Jason
about drowning
snores.
him.
Jason snores. He snores.
I snortle when
Jason,
I have.
marriage is a slow death.
Yeah. It sounds
It doesn't
like
happen
death.
quick with a pillow. You know.
I mean, at first I was startled. I thought, "Oh my God, he's dying!" But then I thought, "No, I'm going to kill him."
Perfect. All right,
guys
moving on.
Long run.
Okay.
4,800 EMC class. Let's do the top 10 on this. Eric Wickel.
Not Eric Wicks?
Eric Wickel, 10th place.
Car's for sale. You want to buy it?
I think he sold it, dude.
Did he really?
Yeah, he's getting it ready for the buyer.
Stop it.
Damn.
It's gone. Justin Barth, ninth place. And Bob Lindgren, 8th place. Russell Raven, 7th place.
That's a good race name.
Isn't it, though?
Russell Raven coming into turn number 3.
Nice. Ryan Taylor, 6th place. Greg Neff, 5th place. Shit, I don't know how to pronounce this. Antonio Grijalva.
You want to buy Val?
Grijalva? Antonio Grijalva, 4th place. Here, I can pronounce this one. Jesse Leaf, 3rd place. We're on the podium now. So, this got to be a misspell. This guy's name's not Brain. It's got to be Brian. 2nd place, Brain Trempy. Must be Brian. It's got to be Brian. Nobody names their kid Brain, right?
I don't know. There's so many crazy names now. Sky.
First
Land.
place, and you'll like
Why you
this.
ask two dogs fucking? Go ahead.
First place with a Ford logo next to his name. Yes, that's right, Ford.
Why are they putting logos? Is this like NASCAR now?
I don't know. Brent Harrell, first place
Oh,
for
Brent.
4,800 Legends
There you go.
class.
Recognize somebody's name.
Identify Jason.
Sweet.
So, speaking of NASCAR, the race that happened today, you didn't see that? The Chevy pace car broke down and they had to take a Ford pickup as the pace car.
No way.
Yeah.
Really? I didn't hear that. What? Where was this at?
Big NASCAR race.
Jesus
Pace car
Christ.
broke down. Chevy pace car broke down. They used one of the Ford track trucks to frickin' be the pace car.
That's hilarious.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. When you need shit done, call on a Ford. Just
Or a
saying.
Dodge. But yeah. All right. So then the 4,500, which is mod class. We'll do the top 3. Sean.
I like how it's just dwindling down. Are we even going to talk about the douche cubes? Is there going to be like
No, we're
the
not gonna
winner?
talk about
Give
it.
us
We're
the
not
winner of the douche cubes. Okay.
Okay.
Got top 3 here. Go ahead.
So top
This
3
is-
of the
this is great.
4,500, you got Sean Rance with a Ford logo next to his name.
Ah, Sean. I do like Sean.
So Cody Sinclair, second
Yep.
place.
There we go. These are names I'm recognizing.
And Logan Goodall, first place.
There we go. There we go. Nice.
Nice. He raced away with it. His finish, his race time was 77 minutes, and I guess the next second place was 82 minutes. So that's like a 5-minute gap, which is pretty awesome. So
Hey, you know what I did see during the race is Rose jumped in on a 44. Woody Rose jumped in a 4,400 car and
Yes.
for a few laps.
there
Yes.
you go. That's
Yeah,
cool.
because they could have multiple drivers, but the driver on record had to start and finish the race.
Okay.
Oh,
That was the rule.
okay. You guys want to hear the stock results? 4,600.
Sure.
Let's see. Yeah.
All right, let's see here. We'll do the top 3. You got Doug Langford, 3rd place. Alex Fleming with a Toyota logo next to his name. And then number 1, who do you think? Any guesses? No? Lauren Healy in a Ford Bronco.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Ford Bronco. Yeah. There it is. How about that?
All right.
Was there a Ford logo next to his name?
No Ford logo, but we know he's
What
driving
the-
a Ford Bronco.
I don't understand. What website are you on? Are you on the
I'm
Ultra
on,
Four
I'm on Ultra
website?
Force website. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. He was getting interviewed pretty early.
Okay, so you want to hear the overall combined on the douche coops? Let's see.
Yeah,
Who-
give me some douche coop stuff here.
All right, hold on here, because you're going to own one soon, so you might want
Probably.
You're getting into it.
He'll be into it now.
All right, let's do the top 5.
Burner.
So we
Rock
got
mosquitoes.
Matt. This is overall, so it's everybody. Pro Mod. This guy was UTV Pro Mod, 5th place. Matthew Walraven.
Another good race name there, Walraven.
Right.
You just like the Raven, I think.
And then
yeah.
And then 5th place. Oh, what's going on?
It's like
here?
Dick Trickle. Another great race name.
So you got Jake Versey is in. So
Yeah,
UTV, Versey. And then Travis Zollinger.
We know
4th
him.
place. We do
Met
know
him at SEMA a few years ago.
That's right. Mike Park, 3rd place. Corey Willis, 2nd place, and then Robert Parker, 1st place overall. So
there we go. Well, that's good. So if there's anybody still listening,
I know, right? I know this is old news, but whatever.
You can go to ultra4racing.com and get all the results.
So the last, not the last thing, but one of the other things we want to talk about. I know you were remiss in telling a story from Trail Hero about some fires and rollovers that you wanted to talk about.
Fires and rollovers, yes. So in the Ultimate Trail Hero recap, and I take copious notes on my phone, but it was on another separate note. But we were running the Fallen Trail, which is still my favorite trail out there. It's just a fun trail.
How's that rated?
9.
It's a solid 9.
It's a solid 9 if you do all the obstacles.
Not a Jeep trail, not a Jeep rig on 35s named with a Jeep logo on it. Shouldn't run it.
No, it's you got lockers front and rear. I think you're good. I'd run it. I'd send it.
Just
Jeep
send
on a
it.
35. I think Tom Rosa did it. The CJ5. So, at the very end of the trail is the main obstacle, the big crack, right? And the entry into this crack is difficult. You got to get line, especially if you don't have rear steer. You can just slam up into it and get your ass end over. But for a drag axle, it's difficult to get lined up properly. You've literally got like 3 inches of leeway to get your ass end lined up perfect. And
it's a game of inches.
It is a game of inches. And so, we were up there and a few rigs went up successfully. And then Bill in our group, he went from a Samurai last year to a brand new to him badass rock crawler / rock bouncer buggy. And he put a rowdy freaking motor in this thing. And
did he build that or he bought it?
Yeah, well, he bought it and then he tore it all down and rebuilt it. New motor, all new wiring, just totally went through it. And it's a beautiful rig. He worked on it for like 9 months prior to Trail Hero and literally got it done, the day before he was leaving, drove it around the block and drove it in the trailer and drove freaking 2 days to Trail Hero.
That's crazy.
So he stopped at my house the first night because I called him up to see where he was at. And I go, hey, what's your status? Oh, I'm moving right along. I don't know where I'm going to stay tonight. And I'm like, well, you're welcome to stay at my house. He goes, hang on, let me see how. Shit, I'm about 6 hours from your house. I said, well.
I'm about 6 hours away.
Yeah. He goes, maybe I'll do that. And I go, yeah, come on over. So he pulled in late that Thursday night. And then we headed out Friday morning. But anyways. So he gets to this obstacle and goes up and he's learning the buggy, right? I mean, this is anytime you get something brand new, you're figuring it out, see how it feels and works and articulation and adjustments and, new car blues. Well, he gets up there and gets all radical on this wall and he still had his PCV valve hooked up. So the positive crankcase ventilation valve that's off the valve cover. And we don't use those because, they suck oil into the engine and burns it and, not good. So he started putting on a big smoke show and started backing off and kind of panicked and got a little squirrely and laid it on its side. Nothing major. Shut her down. So we winched him back over. James was up top and then down below was another rig, pulled him back over. And so Randy was there, and he goes, okay, just give it a little crank. Can you crank it without the ignition on? And he goes, yeah. So he gave it a little bump, and it was like, and then he goes, hit it again. And we go, nope. Let's pull him down. He's got oil in the cylinders. Yeah.
Pull them spark plugs.
So all the cylinders on the driver's side had oil. And so pulled the plugs, shot out the oil, cleared it out, put the plugs back in, everything back together, fired off. Boom. Fired right up, smoked a little bit. Started clearing out. He started putting his tools away, and I'm standing right next to the engine watching it because it's smoking pretty good. The oil that got onto the headers, and the headers were wrapped with, the fiberglass heat tape.
Yeah.
And it's smoking pretty good, and all of a sudden, fire erupts. And I'm like, fire! And so I'm standing right next to the engine, so I'm right near the driver's entry there. I can't say door because there's no door. It's a buggy. And Bill, the owner of the rig, reaches down, and he's got the Element fire extinguisher right in the center of the rig. And he hands it to me. And so now I'm like, okay. And I took the cap off, took the end cap off, struck the Element. It fires off, the white cloud of gas comes out from it. And I'm holding it right there, probably about, 4 inches, 6 inches from the header. And this fire was going pretty good. I mean, you were feeling the heat off of it and everything, but it wasn't like out of control. And so I'm sitting there, and so how the Element works is it envelops the flames with this potassium ion, right? So it doesn't shoot out a propellant of this dry chemical that like zaps the fire right away. So it takes a few seconds for this to work. But the beauty of the Element is it doesn't leave any residue. It's 100% biodegradable in 20 minutes. And this is a brand new engine, brand new build, right? And so I'm there with the Element. Well, by this time, here comes a couple other powder dry chemical fire extinguishers. And this one guy comes up behind me over my left shoulder, and he's pulling out the fire extinguisher and pulls the pin. And I'm like, whoa. It's working. I'm watching the flames start to just simmer down, right? And I was like, oh my God, this is freaking awesome. I'm getting to use an Element in a real life scenario, right? And so Johnny fucking fire engine firefighter behind me gets all excited. He's like, should I do it? I'm like, no. And somebody yells out, pull the trigger. And he fucking white powder goes everywhere, right? And fire was out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, but now it's just a fucking disaster. This corrosive powder materials all over this brand new engine and build. And, the owner of the car, Bill, was happy the fire was out and, okay, cool. So I'm sitting there with the Element in my hand, and it still was running, right? It runs for 50 fucking seconds. And so I'm like, what do you do with this thing? It was like a kid with a sparkler. I start whipping it through the air, writing my name.
Light another fire.
Writing my name. I'm like, what do you do? It's like you just let it burn out because you can't save it.
Anybody have another fire I can put out?
So the Element finally shuts off, and it's hot. I mean, it's burning, right? It's doing its chemical reaction.
So the tube, but the tube gets hot?
The handle got warm, but then I touched up because, I want to check this thing out and see. So I got tapped up top where and it's freaking hot. I mean, you touch it with your hands, you're like, woo, okay. So fire's out. Fire. We're like, okay, everybody's good. Nobody died. Buggy didn't burn to the ground. And we're like, oh, shit, we got a mess here. We got to get this buggy back down to camp. And everybody's like, what do you got for cleaner? Oh, I got Simple Green. Okay, I got a bunch of Simple Green, too. So we're like, okay, yeah, let's hit it with a bunch of Simple Green and hose it off at camp. So that's what we did and cleaned it up. But what a mess, and it was fine. But so I showed the video. It got caught on video because there was a bunch of people filming up there because this is a big obstacle. And we had most of our group there.
Uh-huh.
And, you can see me light the element and the flames going, pretty good. And you can see it starting to suppress. And then Johnny, firefighter, coming in behind me with the powder and poof, big old cloud of smoke. But I showed the video to Rob Calisi of Element Fire. He was there in the booth for 2.5 days. And he goes, you can see it was starting to work. And I go, exactly. He goes, you needed like 2 more seconds. And I go, exactly. I mean, I was right there. I'm like, I know it was working. It was suppressing the fire. And he goes, hey, the fire was out, all good, and well. And happy ending. But I was right there, man. It was like 2 seconds from completely extinguishing this little blaze of oil burning off the headers. So, anyways, got to really use one. They do work. Are they the perfect fire extinguisher? Absolutely not. Is it perfect for every scenario? No, but it does work. And the cool thing about it is from when that fire started to when we had the element lit and on it was literally within a couple seconds. And that's the beauty of the element, is that you can get on the fire right away.
That's
and it's
awesome.
going to work. So that was pretty cool. And then, so we get all that done, and then here comes Eric in the wedding forerunner pizza delivery vehicle, Eric Hanna, and he goes up and attempts to crack a bunch of different ways. And again, it's like really hard, and then you need like good suspension flex, and he doesn't have a whole lot of flex. Shink! He lays the wedding rig on the side. So
it's all about raisoning a Toyota for him.
I think it is. So, we were all laughing. It was all good. Rolled that thing back over, and it fired right back up, so we didn't have any oil issues there. But anyways, those were a couple.
There's going to be 2 things after the apocalypse and nuclear holocaust. There's going to be cockroaches and Toyota 22
and Toyotas. Oh, my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. So anyways, that was a cool story. And there is some, I'll allude to, it'll probably come out. Well, it'll be pretty close to when this podcast comes out that we're going to be doing some cool stuff with Element. So I really want to put it to the test. I want to prove that to myself and everybody how this thing works, show people how it works, because there's a lot of misconceptions of how it works. But, I think the perfect setup is to have an Element and a dry powder fire extinguisher on your rig.
I agree.
And you're going to be covered pretty darn well. Have a fighting chance at least of extinguishing a fire on your rig. So, but there is, there's a learning curve with it. It's not, it just, so I want to educate people, and I think we got some good ideas of how to do that. So
great.
We'll see how that turns out.
Yeah.
A little
perfect.
tease.
That's a nice tease. Okay. Yeehaw. Anything else?
No. When are we getting you out wheeling?
Oh, shit.
Rodney, what are we going to do? Do we have to hog tie him?
Kidnap him?
Should we do like one of those, what's some of those things that you see on
Intervention?
Intervention, but where the cop shows up at the door and says we're arresting your husband and stuff, and it's your buddy dressed up in a cop outfit, to all the way for the weekend.
Yeah,
we could do something like that.
Actually
we're talking about hookers.
No, we're not talking about hookers.
That's what you're alluding.
I actually like.
I know that's what you're alluding to.
Wait. I like being handcuffed.
Oh, jeez. So, anyways, wow, look at the time. We gotta go. Yeah, Lorenzo. He's like, well, jeez.
Someone has to bring something to the show.
I want to go snow wheeling. Let's do some snow wheeling, man. I'm ready for it.
You can go with Tyler.
Yeah, well, he's on 40s, man. I mean,
Hey.
fuck you.
Well, we got Chris out on Strawberry Pass, like 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago.
Well, Strawberry Pass is a paved road now.
Well, so when the snow flies, let's do it.
Hey, in a couple weeks, Esprit de Four is doing a little run up here in the Nevada. You should come on that run.
Where are they going?
Let's see what we can.
Doing jumbo grade and
jumbo grade.
Yeah, just nothing crazy hard. It's gonna be fire roads and looking for wild horses and stuff like that. But yeah, doing
It's
doing
a
some
snipe
stuff up
hunt.
here.
They'll be looking for snipes.
Pine nuts,
Snipes.
Yeah, Big Johnson Lane,
Big Johnson.
Yeah,
Perfect.
pretty good. You guys
Have anything-
can come up.
anything you wanna
stay-
talk about,
you can stay
Rodney?
at my house and come sit on my deck.
Wow,
No,
clean deck.
Just
Nice clean deck.
I'm getting excited to work on the JL this winter and get it ready for King of the Hammers.
What are you doing? You're going to do some major upgrades, huh?
You got RCVs.
Front axle, yeah. Got reed knuckles, RCV shafts.
Hashtag Rodney money.
Well, I got an RTEC. The whole thing is the RTEC, the truss. So got the RTEC truss and
Is that the same company that makes the R Pod?
no, it's different.
Oh.
Yeah.
So is this the truss on the front axle or both axles?
Both axles, yeah.
Is that gonna? That's not
Nice.
going to do anything with your articulation, is it?
I hope so.
Articulation. Did you say articulation?
Articulation.
Articulation.
No, it's just going to stiffen things up. And then I did RPM 2-inch aluminum steering and tie rod.
Sweet.
Nice. Nice.
Well, I have the axle out. Well, I'll redo the bump stops. So I did a Fox bump stops.
Hashtag
Air bumps.
Rodney money. Yeah,
Yep,
nice.
air bumps.
Damn.
You do anything with the steering? Are you going to upgrade the steering at all, or no? You're going to hold off on that.
Yeah, so I think I'll probably end up doing that that valve to make it get more
Spitzer
power.
valve.
Yeah.
More power, more steering power. Cool,
Nice. Put radial dynamics electric steering in it. That'd be cool.
right?
That would be. Yep. I need some
You know,
sponsorship for that.
I don't know. I have electric steering in my Colorado, and I like it, but at the same time, I just don't see how it's a good application for off-roading. But
No, when you get up against a rock or you need that extra input, it's not there.
you know where it really binds up is when we go snow wheeling. We used to do snow. Well, when I went snow wheeling, you get into the deep snow and you try, especially that hard, wet snow, and you get into the ruts.
Sierra
and
cement.
You can't turn. I mean, my rig would get all bound up. I wouldn't be able to steer at all.
Right.
And that, I mean, I know Jason be like, "Oh, just do this," and you just no problem. But you got the hydro boost or hydro assist, and
Yeah, hydro assist on the Jeep. Mm-hmm.
but
Ow.
can't do it with regular. I mean, I had power steering in the Wrangler, but fuck, I mean, you get into that deep snow and you're in ruts and you just can't do it. It's not going to happen.
And you're air down really low.
You're down for what? And then you have your bumper ripped off, whatever. So
And then Phil said, "Ah." That was great. Yeah, Chris's
was
bumper got ripped off on a snow
That
run.
was
It
it.
got stuck.
That was quite the rabbit hole.
It was exciting to watch that.
ripped clean off the front of my Jeep. What was that? I don't know. I think that was my bumper.
It was like something out of a TV comedy. I mean, it was like it couldn't have been scripted any better. I wish we got it on video. Oh my God. But the best part of this story, so if it wasn't funny enough of when it actually happened and we witnessed it all in person, we go back and stay at our buddy's cabin in Pollock Pines and have dinner. And of course,
Mike, right?
we're deep. We're
Yeah.
deep in the cups, man.
Yeah.
And
I've been there.
somebody was asking what actually happened, and so
Well, you were trying to figure out how the bumper bent
how the
it did.
bumper bent the opposite direction of the way it was getting pulled. And I'm like, how the fuck that just doesn't, the mathematics don't work out. And then
Physics.
was it Phil doing the drawing?
It was Phil, yeah.
It was Phil doing the drawing. So he takes this freaking paper napkin and a pen, and he starts drawing these little stick figures in your Jeep and shit. And then he goes, okay, see, this Jeep is pulling this Jeep, and we're pulling this off. And then I'm standing over here. He's got this little stick figure, and he draws this little bubble above the stick figure. And then I said, "Ah!"
And then it became a T-shirt.
And then it became a T-shirt, and I do have the T-shirt.
I still have the.
I need to snap a
absolutely.
photo of that. So when this episode drops like 6 weeks from now, I'll go ahead and post a picture of that.
That was
And Phil
epic.
said, but it was Chris's bumper, and it bent the opposite direction of the way it was getting pulled. I still don't understand how it worked that way, but something there was some funky.
Well, that was on
came
Wentworth
the
Springs
year
Road.
after that happened. That's when I was invited.
That's right. We were just past the Airport Flats campground where that happened at,
Yeah.
and we went up, I don't know, another mile maybe, and then we just got to the point where
Trying
we
to get to Uncle Tom's.
Well, no, we turned around and went back to the turnoff for Uncle Tom's.
Oh, okay, yeah,
And
right.
there was I was assessing the damage to my rig with my bumper in the back of the Jeep at that point. We're like this giant. I mean, it's on. At that point the roads plowed, but where the turnoff for Uncle Tom's is, they had a giant fucking wall of snow, and
Oh, yeah.
and we're all standing there looking at this like 12-foot wall.
I've got a
And,
picture right here, I think.
And I were like, yeah, we're not getting up that. So we ended up going back to the cabin and just starting the night. So
I do. I got a photo right here from that.
was that?
Look at that. I'm standing right next to the
Is that my-
sign.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah,
Ice House in Wentworth, and I'm standing in this photo. My shoulder is at the height of the sign, the street sign.
We weren't going anywhere. We were done for the day. We just went
That
back
was
to the cabin and
frickin' awesome.
started our evening, and probably had a low country boil that night.
We did. We had a lot that night. Anyways, good stuff. Good memories. Well, what else you got, Rodney? Anything else? Modifying the rig and great run.
Just modifying the
We're
rig.
going to see you at Hammers.
Yep, Hammers is booked already. So
You got your tickets and everything? Get your $25 tickets? Okay.
So are you in for life or are you not?
Supposedly, I don't know. I heard some people know it's up to $50 now.
And I don't mind paying the extra money. God, it's so well worth it. I don't see how people complain about paying
I know.
under $100 to camp out there for a week
Yeah.
and have a blast.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is it? Camping pass is $40 or something.
It
$50.
was like $25
I don't
or
know.
something like that.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
don't know.
so it's still a hell of a deal, but
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll find out.
It's the
more
best
details.
fireworks show you're going to see every night for the next 10 nights. That's all. It's worth that
24 hours a
alone.
day. That's right.
It's worth that alone.
Evidently, we're adding to our fireworks show this year. Are we gonna have
Yeah, apparently there's been
think
some
I've heard some
big
rumors.
mortars purchased or something. I don't know.
I've heard rumors of some funding coming in for that.
Lorenzo talked to his cartel down in Mexico and made some arrangements apparently for this year's. I'm
Right
like,
on.
okay, whatever.
Fireworks.
I don't
from
know.
dusk-
I'm not
from
involved.
dawn to
I have no
dusk,
idea.
from dusk to dawn. All right.
So,
well, you hear
with
it
that-
all. You hear it all on Wheeling Wine Whiskey, and if you want to get a hold of Jason or Chris, you can email us at Jason.
You can wheel with us. You can wheel with us.
You can email us at jason@wheelingwinewhiskey.com or chris@wheelingwinewhiskey.com. You can also call us and leave a voice message at 408.
When do I get my Wheeling Wine and Whiskey?
Yeah, what is it? Rodney at Wheeling Wine and Whiskey.
That doesn't exist yet.
I mean,
Oh, it
Kevin
doesn't? We can make
Jones.
it happen.
Kevin Jones is he's a car dealer now, I think. So
Yeah, he is. He is a car used truck dealer
Wow. Holy
and boat
interruption.
salesman and yeah.
I'm in-
yeah,
Oh.
he just picked up a motard, so a motorcycle. So
Did he really?
yeah, Ducati.
No, he didn't.
Oh,
Yep.
he's gonna die.
Oh my
Yep.
God, it's a full freaking dealership.
Yeah, trade.
Wait till he starts
Trade.
selling
He's just
rubber band
wheeling
douche
and
coops.
dealing, trading.
You fucking interrupted me, man.
He just,
Oh, sorry.
all you need is the phone number. Phone number, Chris.
408-800-5169. Jason, what's that number? Actually, Rodney, what the hell is that
Yeah,
number?
Rodney, what's that number?
Don't. No, I don't pay that much.
800.
1-800
Yeah.
Hot sex.
Whoa.
HOT.
Oh, that's not the right number. Do not call that number. Do not call that number.
That's 408-800-5169. Leave a message, and Jason will get it. We'll play it on the air, and you get a sticker if you DM Jason at our Instagram, which is at Wheeling Wine Whiskey. And don't ever. Oh, what?
Filling up your power tank. How much does it cost, Rodney?
$35. Mine's empty, and I'm taking it there on Monday or Tuesday.
And so it's $35 at power tank.
Yeah,
Okay.
I believe so.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I paid, but I paid it at Carbonics in San Jose. I just thought it was a little high. I remember paying like $20 to fill those things up.
Yeah, I think it used to be 25.
Okay.
And then I think it went up $10. But I just pop in there, talk to Tyler or Steve, and sometimes
whiskey.
Steve's there and maybe throws a little whiskey at it.
Yeah.
Around 11 o'clock. Don't hit him before.
Get them on the podcast. They've never officially been on the podcast. I want to talk whiskey with Steve.
Squirrel.
I love stopping by there. It's on my way.
Tyler's great. I hung out with Tyler at Sand Hollow, and
nice.
he introduced me to some new music. It was super cool.
Wow.
It was what did he call it? Oh my God! It was like heavy metal instrumental. It was something. It was cool. It was definitely different, but it was like if you're like an audiophile, it was like, wow, this is cool.
We'll need a little sample then.
We do. He'll hook you up. He's got quite the playlist, and
up.
Anyways, all right, let's put a bow on this thing. With that,
Let me.
with
We're
that,
out. We're out.